On a chilly morning, Lauren listens to the weather forecast before heading out for work. We can see she is meticulous and keeps a record of everything. Based on the forecast, she decides to head out with a light trench coat. As soon as she steps out, she can tell it is too chilly and heads back in for a warmer coat. In her office, Lauren tells her friend and colleague Zoe how she is always unsure of the weather and whether she is layering enough in Seattle. Zoe explains that her blood is just thinner since she is from Scottsdale and she has to get used to it. Lauren shows Zoe her good luck cookie before the review with her boss that day. She tells her how after 3 years of organizing fashion collection, she finally has a shot at getting into editorial. Lauren expresses her frustration about spending years trying to get her articles published, with nothing working for her. Zoe reminds her that managing everything to be put in the magazine, Seamless, is no small task, and Lauren does it perfectly. Lauren says since she got this job in her apartment after eating her good luck cookie, she feels more confident about asking their boss for the creative promotion she deserves. Zoe assures her it will work out. Right then, Paige, who is an assistant, nervously comes to them with a problem. She's spilled coffee on her top. Lauren assures her she can help. Meanwhile, baseball coach Rob is training a team of young boys and gives them tips to improve their game. When the kids ask if they can play another game, his colleague and friend Mike lets them down gently, but Rob tells the kids he likes their dedication, which will help them win the league championship, so he allows them to play. Rob never overschedules his day for this reason, because something else can always pop up. They then discuss their own childhood, and Rob says he wants the boys to practice enough for the league game. Mike asks if Ethan's dad got back to Rob about the sponsorship, because they cannot go for the game without it, and Rob tells him he hopes to hear the good news soon. Rob then goes to play with the kids. In the office, Rob is happily munching Lauren's good luck cookie, and she immediately comes over to confront him. He apologizes, as he thought that was the common eating area. Lauren is irritated, but wants to be polite, and informs Rob that the cookie had her name on it. She finds her post-it on the floor and places it on the wrapper. When Rob offers her more cookies, she tells him she could only eat the one he already finished. She also assumes Rob is a model. Her boss then calls for Lauren, and Rob jokes about not wanting to take away her review meeting too. Julia, Lauren's boss, has noted the amount of time and effort Lauren has put in, and how everyone raves about her. She also compliments Lauren on her organizational skills, and Lauren tells her it is all about coming from a family of accountants. Lauren then mentions her grandmother, who wrote about fashion in McAllister magazine. Julia agrees that Lauren's grandmother has inspired many people in the fashion industry, and offers Lauren a 5% raise. Lauren is disappointed and asks Julia about the article she submitted instead. Julia liked all the articles, but did not love any of them, since they seem to be missing a strong point of view, which is important for a fashion writer. Lauren asks for another chance, but Julia tells her the magazine is making some changes, and they are required to go fully digital. That means less writing and more videos. She assures Lauren her job is safe, but Lauren realizes she needs to take a stand. She politely tells Julia she has loved working at Seamless, but if there is nothing for her in editorial, she has decided to move back to Scottsdale with her parents and help them with accounting in their firm. Julia then offers her a card, as her cousin owns a moving company. Lauren's mom Janet comforts her, but Lauren insists she just needed to hear that the magazine wasn't going to give her the career she wanted, and now she is ready to come back home. She tells Janet how a mover is coming to give her an estimate, and she has 2 weeks to finish up the job and to move out. She once thought she would fit into the fashion world, but it seems like they don't feel the same. Janet tells her she is proud of her for trying. She also slyly mentions running into Lauren's childhood friend Brian Bowman, who will be in Seattle for a while. She reminds Lauren how she had a crush on him, but Lauren firmly tells her mom to hold off on the matchmaking. After she hangs up, though, her persistent mom still texts her Brian's number. Lauren is expecting the mover, but finds Rob at her door. He introduces himself as Julia's cousin. Lauren is confused, since she thought Rob was a model in their office. Rob asks to look at the place, and is impressed by how organized everything is. When he learns she has to move out in 2 weeks, Rob tells her a move that soon will be tough, and he never books 2 jobs in one day. Working with her might take more time, since she is very organized, and would want things done perfectly. Lauren assures him the job will be very easy. In the office, Zoe comments on Rob giving Lauren numbers of other movers, but she didn't think it would work anyway as he's too relaxed for her taste. But when Lauren calls up the other movers, they all tell her 2 weeks is too soon. She realizes that Rob is her only option. She heads out of the office and comes across Rob and his friend Logan moving a couch. She asks Rob to reconsider helping her move. Rob politely tells her that something always comes up on that day, and he does not want to commit to 2 moves and leave anyone hanging. Lauren then offers to cut down 2 hours of Rob's time in the next move with her organizational skills. Looking at her persistence, Rob takes her up on the deal. If she can help him knock off 2 hours from his move that Saturday, he will find a way to help her. Lauren trains Paige before she leaves, and Paige is nervous about not living up to Lauren's standards. When Paige tells her she is a visual learner, she films Lauren as she starts explaining hacks and tips for ways to organize things. Lauren then gets a call from Brian. Since Lauren checks his call late, she is unable to talk to him. Lauren apologizes to Zoe for missing their yoga class and explains that she needs to meet Rob to prove her point. Lauren and Rob go to his client Dave's house, who is getting married and moving in with his wife. Lauren introduces herself to Dave as an organizational consultant. Dave conveys that he likes the idea of cutting time and asks Lauren for suggestions. She tells him to just pick 3 favorite things from each room and check why he is keeping everything else if he does not need them. Dave starts sorting things, and Rob is impressed with the way Lauren stepped in and finished before their scheduled time. He agrees to keep up his end of the bargain. Rob suggests they go for burgers for lunch. She suggests she is more into soups and salads, but Rob insists she needs to try the best burgers in Seattle, at Bobby Sox. The owner greets Rob when they enter, and he introduces Lauren as a new client. Lauren orders a plain burger, and Rob is exasperated, claiming she is missing out on good food. They chat, and Lauren reveals the reason she's returning home. She then teases him about eating her good luck cookie, because of which things didn't work out. Rob tells her he understands superstitions too. Lauren explains how really she has never connected with Seattle, since she does not understand the weather or traffic. Rob insists there is much more to the city and asks her if she has done any of the special things, like sunset dinners and walking aimlessly in the streets. She has been working too hard, so Rob suggests a plan. If he cannot convince her to find 3 things she loves about the city within 9 days, when she is moving, he will agree to move her for free. Lauren thinks he is joking, but he seriously tells her it is a matter of pride and a little guilt for eating her cookie. Lauren takes a bite of his and agrees it is good, but she doesn't love it. She accepts his challenge and takes his burger. Zoe discusses Rob's offer with Lauren and asks how everything turned into a dinner date. Lauren clarifies it was categorically not a date. Paige then comes in, panicking, and asks Lauren about the difference between pants and trousers. Lauren calmly tells her she should go with trousers for London Fashion Week. Lauren then gets another call from Brian. He tells her he is in Seattle for a short work trip and would like to meet up with her. Zoe teases her about having 2 dates, but Lauren insists she is meeting Brian as a friend, and Rob is a work-related thing. Rob is reassuring a player in his team to not give up and keep trying hard. Lauren comes over, surprised to see he is a baseball coach. Rob explains he started coaching when he had to stop playing due to a shoulder injury. He adds that he is trying to get the boys into the travel league. It's expensive, but they probably have a sponsor. Rob takes Lauren on an aimless walk across the city and explains to Lauren about his ex, who got a job in Chicago. They tried long distance, but it did not work. He tells her to get away from all the madness, he would pick a random neighborhood and just walk. Lauren cannot imagine doing anything without a plan. Rob takes her to a bakery and gives her a pre-ordered good luck donut to make up for eating her cookie. They walk around the city more and have a lot of fun together. He then shows her the beautiful sunset, and Lauren is mesmerized. Rob is happy he got Lauren to love one of the 3 things he promised. Lauren is talking to her mom, who is excited about her having lunch with Brian. Janet tells her it is the perfect time to be open to things and try to be more flexible. Lauren meets Brian for lunch, and he compliments her on the choice of place. They discuss their childhood and how they are meeting properly for the first time since they graduated from high school. They discuss how organized they both always were in school, and Brian makes a paper flower for her. He asks her about the Essex restaurant in the harbor, which is a pop-up seafood spot on a boat in Seattle. Lauren agrees to go there with him for dinner. While walking to yoga, Lauren discusses Brian with Zoe and tells her that since they will be in the same town, she is getting to know him. Back home, Lauren has a lot pending on her to-do list for moving, so she calls up Rob and goes to pick up the boxes. Rob looks upset when she arrives, so she asks him about it. He tells her that their sponsor's nephew is on another baseball team, so the sponsor has pulled out of helping them. When she questions all the stuff in the place, he tells her it started off with one person asking him to store things, and then others kept asking him. Lauren suggests that Rob should get rid of everything. She gets an idea to raise money for the team, and suggests he could auction the items he's holding on to. Lauren assures him she knows her way around hosting auctions. He is unsure if she should do it, with her moving out in a few days, but she assures him she can handle it, since she is very organized. Rob decides to drop her in his van, and suggests one stop in the middle. He takes her to the botanical gardens at night, where the weather is warm and humid all the time, as opposed to Seattle's chilly weather which Lauren is uncomfortable with. Lauren admires all the plants. When Rob points out how creative she is, Lauren admits that she thought her ability to see things clearly would make her an amazing fashion writer, like her grandma. Now that she is leaving, she feels disappointed that she was not able to gain a sense of accomplishment. She did accounting after college, since it is stable and she can make it work with her parents. Rob believes that every time someone gets to follow their passion, even if it doesn't go anywhere, it should be seen as a win. She then gets a call from Brian, and accidentally picks it up. She faces away from Rob as Brian tells her he got the reservation. She nervously tells Rob that was a call from a friend from Scottsdale, and she is finally going to the harbor for dinner. Lauren discusses with Zoe how awkward she got when Brian called, perturbed, and Zoe suggests it might be because she is pseudo-dating two men. Lauren explains how she was having a good time with Rob and didn't feel happy about Brian calling, even if they have a lot in common. It is too complicated with Rob, though, with her moving away, even though she admits she likes him. Paige comes to Lauren excitedly and tells her how she tried her hack at home. She asks Lauren if she has some more tips for her roommates, and Lauren starts telling her a story, which Paige films. Julia discusses the digital transition and promises to have everything ready by Monday. She tells Rob the board want to shut the magazine down, but she came up with the offer to go digital in order to save it. She tells him this transition is hard, but she has people depending on her, so she has to do it. She asks him about the silent auction, happy to hear he is decluttering. She asks Rob if he called Rachel, his ex-girlfriend, about auctioning her stuff, and Rob confirms he intends to. Logan meets Rob and also asks about Rachel's stuff, which Rob promises he will work on. He tells Logan how Lauren insists they have to organize everything in the right way. Logan then notices the items and tries to bid on the pinball machine. Lauren comes in at that moment and gets excited about the auction. She checks all the items and where they can go. The place needs to look welcoming, so people feel comfortable buying more things. She notices Rachel's stuff, and Rob quickly gets uncomfortable. When Logan asks if he is sure Rachel won't want it back, Rob promises them he will call her. Brian and Lauren meet for dinner at the harbor, and she discusses how she never got the time to go anywhere before. They discuss more things they have in common, and check out the view. Brian expresses how he wishes the boat could take them to a baseball game, and Lauren is surprised, since she thought he liked basketball. She admits she had the biggest crush on him in school. It turns out Brian really liked her too, but neither of them ever said anything to the other. Brian offers to ask her out now, but at his suggestion, Lauren suddenly gets uncomfortable. She tells Brian she is not sure of what she wants, but promises to hang out with him when she gets back to Scottsdale. Rob finishes his coaching practice, and Lauren comes over to him with hot dogs. She is amazed this is the first time she's come across them. Rob asks about her dinner with Brian, and points out that it sounded romantic. She tells him it could have been, but she has not been too good with dating, so Brian is just a friend. She then asks him about Rachel, and he explains that his whole habit of hoarding things started with Rachel. He then challenges her to a baseball game. Since she cannot back out from a challenge, Lauren agrees to play, and performs terribly for a while. Rob asks her to admit she loves the city, and she finally admits that the hot dogs and the views are amazing. Rob is excited that he only has to make her love one more thing. It is Lauren's last day in the office, and Paige comes to her for a solution. Lauren coaches her into finding her own solution, pleased that her assistant is now ready to take over. Julia calls everyone to the lobby, where Zoe and Lauren discuss meeting that night at Rob's warehouse for the auction. Julia then starts a speech, introducing the shift to the digital content, and talks about Lauren and how much she has done for the company. Lauren thanks her for the sweet send-off and assures her that even in digital, people will love to watch their content. Lauren shows Logan, Zoe and Rob how she has organized the warehouse for the auction, and Zoe calls her a miracle worker. Zoe questions curiously how Rob will handle an action tomorrow, and 2 moves the next day. Lauren apologizes for burdening Rob, but he brushes it off, having organized extra help already. Zoe then asks about their Seattle challenge, and whether Lauren has fallen in love with the city yet. Lauren tells her the city has surprised her, and Rob assures her that since they have 2 more days, he will show her one more thing after the auction. They share a look, and Zoe and Logan decide to head out. Rob then thanks Lauren for all her help, and kisses her on the forehead. It seems their relationship has definitely moved beyond the realm of professionalism. Lauren talks to her mom about how she is behind on her packing. Her mom asks more about Rob. Janet asks if Lauren is still planning to come home for sure, and Lauren insists she is. Janet then reveals she wants to fly in and help her pack. Lauren gets a delivery for wardrobe boxes from Julia and Paige, and tells them excitedly about auctioning the last year's collection from Seamless. Everyone is thrilled, and they discuss how they need to get ready. Lauren suggests they should wear the clothes Paige got in for sale, since that will help advertise. Rob reminds Lauren that he still has one more thing to show her after the auction. He needs to make a last statement. They all get ready, and Rob is mesmerized by Lauren. People start coming in for the auction, and Lauren admits to Zoe that she might be freaking out about the move, since she did not plan for a lot of these things. Rob meets his team, and all the kids thank him for his efforts. Lauren thanks Julia for donating the clothes. They're excited at how well things are going. Rachel then walks in, amazed, and compliments Rob on the warehouse. Rob is surprised to see her, but she tells him she readjusted her schedule to come to the auction. She comments on how auctioning is a great idea, and Rob mentions it is all Lauren's work. Rachel introduces herself as Rob's friend, and since the vibes between them are making her awkward, Lauren introduces herself as Rob's client. Lauren then excuses herself, and Rob goes to show Rachel her stuff. Rob tells Rachel how this whole auction was Lauren's idea to help the kids, and Rachel points out how happy Rob looks. She apologizes for taking too long to get her stuff back, and they realize it is the perfect timing to draw a line under their relationship for good. Lauren is distracted in the auction as she watches Rob and Rachel hugging. After the auction, Rob comes excitedly to Lauren and asks her to celebrate with him at their last stop. Lauren hesitates, concerned about what she saw between Rob and Rachel, but ends up going anyway. He shows her a breathtaking view and gives her a gift. Rob confesses how incredible he thinks she is, and how she brings out the best in people. Lauren addresses the elephant in the room and asks what they are doing, because she is moving, and he is not over Rachel. She asks if he really wants to do long distance again with her. Rob tries to explain that what they have is different, in spite of how things ended for him before, and he has a good feeling about it. Lauren insists their timing is off. Rob exasperatedly tries to convince her that she cannot plan for everything. She isn't ready to let go of her plan, though, and leaves with things still hanging in the air between them. The next day, Rob sends Logan's team to move her out, because even if he likes her, he will respect her choice. Janet gets her a good luck cookie, which excites Lauren. Paige shows her mom a video that Paige has sent her. In the video, Paige thanks Lauren for all her help, and shares the videos she made with her. Janet explains to Lauren how her grandmother made it work in the industry because of her passion, and Lauren has to follow her own passion. Lauren decides to leave with her good luck cookie. She reaches Julia's office and makes a pitch for why she would be a good fit for their new role. Lauren shows her the videos, and tells Julia she knows she has a strong point of view, and she can make it work. Lauren then rushes to find Rob and apologize for the way she left things the other night. Rob promises he just wants her to be happy, wherever she is. She tells him she has decided to stay, and adds cookies, donuts, her coworkers, and him, to her list of things she loves about the city. An ecstatic Rob tells her he knows of some empty apartments nearby. They finally kiss in the rain, happy to be together at last.